So I've been talking and thinking and feeling a lot about this one phrase that was given to my husband a while ago. And it is, how can you get between and stay and live and be and experience between our own molecules? It's such a weird sentence, right? But can you get between your molecules? And it was funny this morning, I actually looked up the word molecule because I don't even think I know what that means, right? But I do know what it means to get in my, what I'm thinking, how I'm feeling to get between the molecules. And what that means for me right now is, can you get between the veils of true and untrue? Can you live in the witness? Is that possible right now to be in the witness state? And some people might think the witness state is a state where that you feel nothing. But what it allows us to do is allows us to completely see how things are unfolding, see how things are unfolding without having a reaction. Being the witness, stepping back and watching and knowing that the universe is at work here, creating something absolutely essential for each and every one of us to move through. What I was thinking about is in both the Bhagavad Gita and in the Radiant Sutras. I'm going to read you something in the Radiant Sutras in a moment. But in the Gita, all the teachings that Krishna gives to Arjuna, all these great teachings, at the end of the 18th chapter, Krishna says to Arjuna, I've given you all these teachings. I mean, ad nauseum, just on and on and on and on. I've given you all these teachings. Now it's up to you. And that's where we're at right now. We have got so many beautiful teachings of yoga. It's up to us now how we look at the world that's unfolding in front of us. So in the Radiant Sutras, this is the conversation between the goddess and the god. He says, Shining One, in these teachings I have given you more than 112 ways of entering the stillness beneath the waves, or the space between the molecules, of entering the stillness beneath the waves. Cherish any one of these teachings and make it your own. Embody your inborn wisdom. Go to your inborn wisdom. And I think that's really essential right now. We're so outwardly connected to what's going on that we forget to go to our inward wisdom, our inborn wisdom. Establish yourself in every one of these practices. Join with the goddess and God who are making love in every particle of creation. Honor the power of speech, and with every breath, bless the life that surrounds you. Delight in these meditations, my adored one. Play with creation as it plays with you. Playing becomes smaller than an atom. Travel through the expanse of space and drink the elixir of immortality. Bathe in the stream of these life-giving teachings. Flirt with the tingling sparks of vitality surging through your body. Live your whole life as a festival, a celebration, liberated in love and work. How are you responding to what life is giving you is up to you. So try this for a moment. This is something that I was playing with this morning. Outwardly open your eyes. Just open your eyes for a moment if they have been closed. And look at something, right? And maybe if there's nothing right in front of you, like here in the studio, there's not much, to look at, but maybe have something that you're thinking about with your eyes open. Something that you're thinking about with your eyes open. Something that you're thinking about with your eyes open. And then bring that same image or that same thought, and it can be the election if you want it to be. I'm okay with that. Take that same thought, close your eyes, and bring it to your first eye or your third eye. And I'm just curious if that image, stay with it, that thought, that feeling, if there's any shift, if you bring it to your first eye, your third eye. See, this is your inborn wisdom. So we have an opportunity here to listen to our teachings the Bhagavad Gita, the Ramayana, the Yoga Sutras, the Radiant Sutras. We have all these teachings, and we have a choice whether to use them now or not. Good. Bring your hands together at your heart center. And inhale for the sound of Om. Deep breath in. Release your hands. Open your eyes. Could you lie on your back, please? Lie on your back. Bend your knees, plant your feet. Hello, Miss Amanda. Hello, Miss Kim. Good. And just breathe into your middle back for a moment. Hi, Yasmin. I had to change screens. Hi, Katrin. Hi, Annetta. I didn't even see all of you. Hi, Rachel. Hi, Kathy. Lauren, Mia, Lynn. Okay, breathe into your low back. Inborn wisdom. The molecules of your body. It is said very clearly in our teachings that every cell of our body holds the Atman. Every cell of our body holds Purusha. The word Purusha and Prakriti, right? Purusha being that consciousness, supreme consciousness, and Prakriti, everything else. So if you just live in the Prakriti, if you just live in that which is always changing and moving and exchanging, right, then you get caught up and you react. But if you keep returning over and over again to Purusha, a very supreme self, then nothing that's changing on the outside disturbs you because you know there's a greater reason for it. Now slowly start to just move the pelvis. So you're just doing little pelvic tilts. So the hip points are moving down towards your knees, and then the hip points, nice, are moving up toward your belly. Hip points are moving down. A little slight rocking is starting to happen. Your butt doesn't even have to come off the floor, though. You're just rocking. Give yourself some sweet concentration there at the middle of your back. Good. And then with your navel drawn in and your shoulders reaching down toward the floor, go ahead and lift your hips up off the floor. Take your hips up. Keep your chin lifted so the sides of your throat stays nice and long. Maybe clasp your hands underneath you. To become the witness is to step away and watch as an observer. To watch what's unfolding so that we don't miss some of the magic that's being offered. Let your breath get deeper here, please. See if for today you can play with that, if that worked at all for you, if you can play with when you see something that might be something you want to react to, can you take that same image to your third eye, your first eye? Good, release your hands down, hug your knees into your chest. And then instead of rolling up and down on your spine, I want you kind of roll side to side. So kind of roll up to the right side of your mat and then roll up to the left side. So roll up like you're rolling up. Yeah, that's it. But kind of roll side to side. So you're not just rolling on your spine, but you're getting into your maybe middle back sides of your spine. You're just kind of rolling. So instead of rolling up and down, you're just rolling side to side. Good. And then come to happy baby pose. Reach for your insteps. And then try to do kind of the same thing here. It's just kind of rolling side to side. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, really good, really good, really good. Keep going. Good, and then come to stillness and press the low back down into the floor, but keep the heels lifted nice and high. Still happy, baby. Good. Keep feeling your middle back reaching to the floor. Good. Now take your legs straight up to the sky and take your arms out to letter T. Maybe press your palms face down. And then, as if my hand is underneath your left rib cage, right? Don't let it lift. Press your left rib cage down into my imaginary hand and take your leg slightly to the right, just slightly. Do not tense your neck here, please. And come back to center, go to the other side. So now your other side, your right rib cage is going to stay really anchored to the floor. Come on back to center. Go one more time to the right, please. And remember, every time that you're pushing the rib cage down, see if you can lift the chest maybe a little bit more, stretch out through the arms. And then come back to center one more time to the left side. Good, come to center. And hug your right knee into your chest. Let your left leg come down onto the floor. And take your right knee into spinal twist. So shift your hips a little bit to the right and let your right knee come to the left, spinal twist. Now notice what it feels like to send your right rib cage a little bit more toward the floor. Your right arm a little bit more toward the floor. And feel yourself pushing back into your sacrum just a little bit more. So as we twist, we're not just sending the whole back toward that one side of our mat. I actually want to take my sacrum and move it back a little bit more and then open my shoulders just a little bit more. So here again, I want to breathe into my middle back, get into my back. This might be a whole class for you, Suri. It might be. Yeah. Yeah. And come on back up. It's a whole class for everybody, but some of us really have to be so clear with what we do with that middle back. We're not overarching. Okay, try the other side. Good. So we're going to hug that left knee into the chest, and we got to move our hips slightly more over to the left, and then take that knee down. As the knee comes down, see what happens to your rib cage. Even if you took your left hand and slid your left hand on your left ribs and just slid them down, like give them that energy of moving down to the floor, and then reach that arm out, and then press that sacrum back, right? That to me is like such a beautiful opening in that lowest triangle of our back. You know, in Kundalini Yoga, we work very sweetly with that lower triangle because it holds so much emotion, so much energy that gets blocked. So here's, we push that sacrum back, we widen through the sit bones, we breathe a little deeper into that low back. That's why it's funny sometimes, not funny at all, when we're in the middle of class and all of a sudden something very emotional feels like it's coming through. We had no idea. There it is. Something got open. Something started to move. Good. Come on back. Good. Now bring your knees into your chest and take your right knee on top of your left knee. Right knee on top of left. Good. Now take your hands to your ankles and pull your ankles apart. Pull your ankles apart like a lying down Gomukhasana. As you're pulling your ankles apart, spread your toes. And then feel your inner thighs feel like they're moving wide and away from each other too. See if you can breathe a little exhaling, taking your exhales just a little bit longer. And then drop your hands down to the floor, keep your legs where they are, and just squeeze your shins toward each other. Now push your middle ribs down to the floor, but lift your chest a little bit more and take your arms out to letter T and really expand through those arms. Let that chest open, let that breath get deeper, let those lungs get a little bit more space to breathe. The Radiant Sutras are always my go-to when it comes to return to wisdom and the Gita. Go ahead, change legs, other knee on top. And we're going to start with holding the ankles. And as you hold the ankles, pull apart those heels, pull them apart. But now press your ribs down, lift your chest any amount. Keep your navel drawn in and feel your breath expand at your middle back. Watch any tension that you're building in your neck. And then drop your arms out to letter T. And as your arms come out, squeeze your shins toward each other. And as you squeeze your shins, widen your seat. Let your sit bones feel like they're pulling apart, though. And keep that activity of breathing into that back body. And practice being a witness here. Just watching, observing. Delight in these meditations and play with creation as it plays with you. Good. Release your legs up to the sky. And then drop your right ankle on top of your left knee. Right ankle, left knee, and draw your left knee into your chest. You can hold it or not. That's up to you. Ankle to knee. Flex both feet, please. Your left foot, make sure it feels as if it's pushing into a wall, so it's really active. And then here, how does it feel to relax down through the rib cage? And extend. Even for a moment, think of squeezing your spine. Squeeze it and then release it, squeeze it and release it. Now, if you're holding that thigh, go ahead and drop your arms out to letter T. Keep the ankle on top of the knee, just lower the left knee down to the mat and move the left knee, left foot, and move it a little bit more to the left, and then let both knees drop to the right. If your knee does not like this, just put both feet on the floor and take that wide-legged, wide feet twist. Good. Draw your knees back into your chest. And now left ankle on top of right knee, left ankle, right knee. Try to check out where your hip points are, that they're even with each other, that one hip point isn't gliding higher than the other. And then make sure both feet stay flexed. Remember, everything is energy in motion. That's when you become that witness, you see more of the energy, what's moving around, what's expanding, what's contracting. Really nice, everybody. And then if you're holding that thigh, go ahead and release the thigh, take your arms out, letter T again, lower the foot down, let both knees fall to the left. And I want you to keep getting that feeling of what's happening in that middle back area. Can I keep the fullness of it? Can I keep full into my middle back as I twist, as I move that place of the back, right? Let's get in there and get some space, get some stuff moving. Lots of breath here. Really good, everybody. I was teaching on Tuesday the idea of samyama. Whatever you place your mind on expands. Go ahead and hug your knees back into your chest. Try that thing again as you're rolling up and down on your spine. You're rolling kind of side to side. So you're getting into not just the spine, but the sides. Nice, Kim. Yep. Nice, Ralph. Good. And then roll all the way up to squat. Come all the way up to squat. Nice, Sweet. If you need to put a blanket underneath your heels, you can do that. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Tara. Where'd you come from? I didn't see you before. There you are. Good. And then again, with that fullness in your back body, please breathe. You can, if you want to, playing around with this, is place your hands on the floor and just drop your head and round a little bit, or keep your hands at your heart and widen your knees, whatever feels better for you. Right, if this is absolutely not okay with you, you can come into chair pose too. Good. And then standing forward bend, please. Drop your head and standing forward bend. Okay, place your hands on your hips, push down through your legs and rise all the way up to stand. And take a hold of your left wrist, arms overhead. Take a hold of your left wrist and pull to the right. And then I love to do this. Now take your arms forward in front of you, and spin all the way over to your left side, all the way over to your left side, and then pull there, pull there. And then change your hand. Now you're going to grab your right wrist and then come forward and round and come all the way over to your right side. Hold it there for a second and then change and hold your left wrist. Pull. And do that a couple more times. Come all the way through center. If that's confusing, just do something like that. That's confusing. Again, I'm just having you play with that place of your middle back so it stays full. And very strong, everybody, very strong. Nice. One more time, or if you're on one side and you need to finish the other side, go ahead and finish. Good, and then when you come back to center, and don't rush, bring your hands at prayer position, and then bring that prayer behind your head. Bring that prayer behind your head, so you're gonna open the armpits. But what happens here is you're gonna push your ribs forward, aren't you? So pull your rib cage back and lift your head. So your head still stays, your chin still stays lifted, but your rib cage stays in. Now press your head back into those hands and then elevate. Feel like somebody's pulling your elbows up to the ceiling. So again, we're expanding through the spine, we're expanding through the back, but we're keeping the ribs drawn in. And then from there, go ahead and inhale those arms up to the sky. Nice, Mia. Exhale, bow forward. Send your left leg back behind you. Drop your left knee, Anjaneyasana. Inhale your arms to the sky. Maybe a blanket underneath your back knee. And it's nice to really take that back knee quite a ways back. So it's not directly low lunge, back knee on the mat. So it's not quite underneath your hip. And then interlace your palms and bring them forward, and then pull your rib cage back and fill your back body. And then reach your arms all the way back up and keep that as you get that lift in your chest, keep that feeling of so much power in your back. Good, bring your hands to your heart center. Prayer twist to the right, left elbow hooks outside. Keep leaning that right knee forward. You might, if you don't trust your back here, tuck your chin into your chest and really feel that rounding in the back. And then from that place, it's like you're emerging into that full twist. Lift your back knee up, lift your back knee up. Go slow. That's it, Rachel, nice. Good. Now drop your left hand down toward the floor. Yeah, and right arm to the sky. Yeah. Some of you can keep that arm on the other side of your knee, which is a deep, deep twist. Good, hands down to the floor, downward facing dog. Nice, Amanda. Come forward to plank. Lower all the way down to your belly. Good, slide your hands out to the edges of your mat and then come on up into that intoxicated cobra where you're just moving your hips side to side. So bring your hands back so they're in line with your rib cage. Yeah, that's it. And then come onto those fingertips. And there's just a moving of that spine, a waving. Yeah, nice Margie. Nice Susan. Good, and back downward facing dog. That's it, everybody, nice. Left foot comes forward, right knee on the mat, Anjaneyasana. Inhale those arms up to the sky. Again, make sure that front knee is coming forward. It has a tendency to back off here. Good. Try to take the armpits back just a little bit more. I like to think of outer armpit, inner elbow moving back at the same time. Maybe even taking the palms forward to play with that energy. Nice, Lisa. Good, and then interlace the palms, press the palms out in front of you, curl the rib cage in. And then lift it all the way back up, trying not to pop the ribs forward, bringing the hands down to your heart center and prayer twist to the left. Take a moment here. Set the back into that perfect place of power. And then as you feel ready, really nice, everybody. Keep that front knee moving forward, Carolyn. Yes, lift the back knee up. Nicely, Mila, yep. Good, Lena. And touch down, downward facing dog. Oh, I didn't do that, sorry. Good job. You can raise your left arm to the sky if you want. Very good. All right, hands down, downward facing dog. Roll forward to plank pose. And all the way down to your belly. Rise up into cobra. Making sure you're keeping that back body nice and full. Even while you're in cobra here for a moment, tuck your chin into your chest. Pull back that navel. And then lift your chest and pull your head back. Excellent. Downward facing dog. And stepping your right foot forward, come up into high lunge this time. That's it. Lower your back knee just a little bit, and straighten it up. Lower your back knee just a little bit, and then straighten it up. Good, take your arms just straight out in front of you, and then take your right arm back behind you. Stretch it back, keeping your left arm straight and forward. Yep, keep your knee where it is. And then reach that left arm as far forward as you can, and now come into prayer twist to that right side, focusing on your back. Focus on your back. So Ludmila, you're on the other leg, which is fine. Just remember when you do the second side. Good, Sweet, I like that. Keep that full. Good, now maybe drop your left hand down to the floor and your right arm up to the sky. Good, touchdown, downward facing dog. Take it through vinyasa of your choice. Maybe none, maybe child's pose is nice for you right now. Nice. Nice, Katrin. Nice, Annetta. Let's do the second side and then we'll take a nice rest. So let's come from downward facing dog, left foot forward, high lunge. And lower the back knee just a little bit. Play with what it feels like when you come out of that sense of being so straight. And you release just a little bit, and then you come back to that straight. You release just a little bit, and then you come back to that straight. And then reach your arms out in front of you. Good. Stay upright though. Stay upright, Suri, Ludmila, stay upright, Lena, stay upright. Yeah. And now just take your right arm behind you. Oops, your left arm behind you. Yeah. So you're twisting. So you already feel your back start to move. Can you take your back leg and make it stronger here? And then reach forward and hook your elbow and come into that prayer twist. And can you squeeze your spine here? Can you squeeze your spine and then extend? Squeeze and extend. Nice, Audrey. Great, Nancy. Yeah, Shari, thank you. And then drop your one hand to the floor and your other arm to the sky, whichever one that might be. Good, left arm up. Open that chest and release down, downward facing dog. Nice, Joy, nice, Lynn. Nice, Andrea. And then come on down to those knees. Take 3 vinyasa if you'd like first, and then come on down to those knees and rest in child's pose. So the goddess asks, if this is the nature of the universal self, then who do I worship? Who do I invoke and who do I meditate upon? To whom do I offer my gifts and to who do I do sacrifices? If everything is divine and consciousness merges with that divine essence, then what happens to the distinction between worshiper and worshipped? And the Lord says, O goddess, the practices you are speaking of refer only to the external. When you enter into the great self, when you enter into that Purusha, all prayers go on inside you spontaneously without ceasing. In reality, all songs of gratitude and ecstatic lovemaking are resonating in every particle of creation at every moment. When you are established in this, when you are listening in this, then you hear this all happening. So plunging without reservation into the ocean of bliss, into meditation, don't worry. There's nothing to concentrate on. Can you stand between the molecules? Can you stay between the veils? Can you be the witness just for today? See how that can expand you. Go ahead and walk your upper body to the right side of your mat. And again, I do have a little theme here. I love themes. So again, play with that middle back energy. Also play with how wide your knees want to go. Maybe they want to go a little wider. Maybe they want to come a little closer together. This is opportunity in our asana practice to be very playful. And again, let your exhale get a little longer. Come on back up and change to the other side. The world has given us an opportunity to be way more imaginative than ever before, way more playful. Good. And come back to center. Come on up to your hands and knees. Take your right arm out to the right. Sweep your right arm underneath your left, threading the needle. What's nice here again is to take that into twist and then release it a little bit. Take it into twist and release it a little bit. And then see what part of your back is really calling you. Can you stay there with your breath? Good. Come on up and change sides. twist and release, and twist and release. Listening and listening and listening. And come on up. Downward facing dog. Nice, Lisa. Nice, Margie. Step your right foot forward, please. Walk to your left till you come to the center of your mat. And then a deep bow. Turn your feet parallel to each other. Squeeze your shins in toward each other. Widen your knees. And then go ahead and keep your right hand where it is and take your left arm to the sky twist. Keep the legs steadfast, keep the hips steadfast. Watch that upper shoulder, move it closer towards your ear so you get as much side body length as you can. Keep pressing your thighs back. And when you feel like you're stuck, then you are. So can you actually come out of it a little bit and then open up back into it? Can you come out of it and then take it back up one more time, same side? Take your inner right thigh more to the right, everybody in this room. Not your foot, just your inner thigh. Yeah, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Good, Lena. All right, drop that hand down, change sides. And again, that opportunity to come out of something, to go back into it. Come out of something, to go back into it. Nice, Janet. Yep. Beautiful. And then take those hands down to the floor. Now just drop down to those knees. You might want to put a blanket underneath those knees. We're going to go into a full frog here, which is going to keep the back nice and open. But come down nice, Sari. Come down to those knees. Maybe a blanket underneath your knees. I know it's awkward to get down like that. I know. And then your feet come wide. So your ankles and your knees are in the same line and your feet are flexed. If this absolutely doesn't work for your knees, come into child's pose. Now walk your hands forward. And here's the biggest challenge. Do not let your rib cage drop. Keep your ribs lifted. Keep your rib cage lifted, elbows down to the floor. Yep. And for some of you, you're pretty open here and you're like, well, I don't feel anything. And I'm like very jealous actually of that. But see if you want to move your hips back a little bit or move them forward a little bit to create some sensation, but keep your back body full. So that might just, Ludmila, do you feel anything like that? I would come up and try to push your butt back and see what happens. Same thing, Carolyn. Is that better for your knees? So try to push your butt all the way back, Ludmila, and just see if that gives you anything. Yeah? Nothing?
I mean, no, I feel it.
Okay. And just breathe another minute here. Again, the idea here is keep your back rounded, pull the ribs up. So you can access the hip energy without dropping into that middle back. So again, the strength that we create here, super strength, superpowers. Right? That's the samyama, that chapter 3 of the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. Superpowers, to create superpowers. And they're not really superpowers, it's just that we don't know we have them. Good, walk your hands back in and press all the way back up to straight legs. So you're still in Prasarita Padottanasana, or you're returning to Prasarita Padottanasana. Yes, nice. Very nice. And then go ahead and walk your hands up to the front of the mat, step back, downward facing dog. And then take child's pose and see how your back, body, and your hips feel. Drop down to your knees and rest. Good. And come on up to your hands and knees. Try a little cat and cow before we do the second side. So arch and curl here with your whole attention, whole concentration as you're moving through your spine. Before we take it to the second side, I want you to stretch your right leg back behind you, left arm out in front of you, keeping the rib cage lifted, navel in. Good, left arm out in front of you, right leg behind you. And if you'd like to reach back and hold that ankle, but keep the action in that middle back lifted, wide. Nice, Kathy. Spread your toes here. As you release, it's a gentle release because you feel like you're still in it when you let go. Excellent. Yes, yes, yes. And then change sides. Right arm forward, left leg back. Eyes soft and sweet. Jaw relaxed. And then if you want to take it back, hold that ankle, you can do that. Beautiful. And very gently release. Good. Downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward, walk to your right so you come to the center of your mat. This time, allow your left hand to come to your outer right ankle, left hand, outer right ankle, right arm to the sky. You can even put your right hand on your sacrum if you'd like. Fill up that place, push up into that low back, enjoy that. Use your outer ankle as that place to get you into a little deeper, a little release, a little deeper, a little release. Breathe into that back body. Good, and then release that down and try the other side. Right, so very easily I can overarch here. I can turn and feel like I'm just working from the front of my spine. But can you work from the back of your spine here? Good. Come back to center, hands on your hips, push down through your legs, rise up to stand. And then turn your feet in just a little bit and then turn your feet out. So you're going to come into a high squat. Take your arms out to letter T, bent, your knees are pointing right at that second toe, and then drop your right forearm down onto your right thigh, reach your left arm over to your right. Yeah, just side stretch. And then try the other side. Good, come back to center, straighten those legs for a moment, and then sink back into that squat. Place your hands down on your thighs and cat-cow here. I think one of the opportunities. Good. Come all the way back up. Inhale the arms to the sky. Exhale, bow forward. Turn your feet straight ahead. And then walk to the front of your mat. Step back, downward facing dog. Come forward to plank. I'll finish that sentence in a moment. Lower down knees, chest, and chin. So knees, chest, chin, so your butt stays lifted. This is called awkward pose. Knees, chest, chin. Yeah, knees down too. Knees down. Good. Now slither forward. It's such a light feeling as you lift yourself now up into cobra, but keep your back body as full as you can. And then lower your forehead back down to the mat. Turn your cheek to the side. So one of the things that is very important as we connect more to that Purusha, or that place that exists as pure consciousness, is to keep this inner body clean, to do this work. And so this is the work that we do. So when you're doing the asana work, you're doing the movement, you're doing the pranayama, the breathing, you're doing the eating healthy foods for yourself, right? All of this is super, super important so that you can stay connected to that place of the witness consciousness. Otherwise, when we fill ourselves with stuff that does not serve us, it's very hard to do that. It's very hard to stay connected to that source that's the witness. Then we get into the reactive, we get into the anger, we get into the blame and all those other things. So cheers to you for doing this practice, for moving this body like this and breathing like this and practicing being the witness. Reach back for your ankles here. Keep your back body nice and full. So you might have a question like, well, if I'm back bending though, shouldn't I have an arch? Yes, you should absolutely have an arch, a natural arch in your spine, but most of us overarch. So as you're lifting up, keep your navel in. As you're pulling your heels back, keep your navel pulled in. Try to puff up your middle back as much as you can. And then release back down. Turn your cheek to the other side. Playing becomes smaller than an atom. Travel through the expanse of space. Drink the elixir of immortality. And bathe in the stream of these life-giving teachings. Flirt with the tingling sparks of vitality and surge. Let them surge through your body. Good. Press back, downward facing dog. I want you to come to plank pose and come into Vashisthasana. Right hand holds you first, stacking your left leg on top. You can always drop your bottom knee. That works too. And then I just want you to play with taking that top arm underneath your right rib cage. So sweeping underneath, pull under, and then reach that arm back up to the sky. You'll just do the other side. That's fine. Do that a couple of times. Notice what happens when you really take it way back. Overarch, okay, pull in, overarch, pull in. If you can, go ahead, change sides. If you can, even do like a little bit of, I'm pulling in and opening at the same time. Like, it's nice to do that full sweep and maybe come in just a little bit and then open more, come in a little bit and open more. I mean, just play. Don't leave, Jen, just play. I know, that's okay. I know. I just want you guys to know I'm watching you, that's all. I'm so watching you. Good. And then come on down, downward facing dog. Walk or jump to the front of your mat, please. Good. Inhale your right leg to the sky. You might want to have a block underneath your hand because I want you to come into twisting Ardha Chandrasana. So left arm comes up to the sky. You don't have a block, that's fine. You can always bend your standing leg. So the idea here is, can I go into the twist with keeping as much of the body as wide and open as I can? Expand through those shoulders, expand through that upper back. Take the armpits more into that widening space. Good, release that back down. I hope you were breathing. And then change to the other side. So the legs are pillars, right? They're strength pillars. But be careful that you're not holding them rigid. and hostage. Let the legs be actively drawing in and expanding out. Really nice. Yes. And again, that opportunity to kind of fold in and open up, fold in, open up. And then both feet to the front of the mat, standing forward bend. Nice, Joy. Okay, press down through your legs, rise up to stand. Just pause and feel yourself here. I've been talking about sitting more with your divine counsel, so that any questions you may have about what's happening in the world, you can get the answers from divine counsel, not just from CNN or whatever. I don't know. Just reach back for that left ankle, left hand, left ankle. We're going to come into Natrajasana. Reach your right arm up to the sky. Really important that you do not overarch here. You got the idea, right? So come now, kick that foot back, reach forward, maybe lift up toward the ceiling more today, or maybe come to paralleling that body, up to you. But your mind goes right into that middle back. Beautiful. And come on up. And again, super important, if you hold your breath, let yourself know you're holding your breath. Do it consciously. Try the other side. Right? Breath retention is very powerful in our practice. So pick your foot off the floor. Your foot comes up off the floor. So we're, Gwen, come up to stand. I'm sorry, I didn't see it on the other side if that's what you're doing. You're gonna pick up your right foot and bring your heel behind you. So we're coming into Natrajasana, King Dancer. Yes, yes, yes. If you can't reach for it, that's different. Either a strap, great. And then take your time. Do your little cat-cow here. Nice, Amanda, really nice. You're breathing, 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 breathing. And come all the way back up. Good, come back down into that squat. Just for a second, we're just gonna be here for a second. If you can't squat, go ahead and come all the way down to sit. If anybody would like to take an arm balance here, crow pose, you're welcome to place your hands down on the floor. This gives your whole back a great feeling of rounding. I love it. Try to squeeze your knees to the upper shelf of your arms. Maybe that's all you're gonna do, just come to your tippy toes and hang out there, rounding your back. It is supportive to look forward though here, if you're gonna bring your feet off the floor. If not, just begin to play with what it feels like to have all that power in your back body. And then place your feet back down on the floor, and everybody come on down to your seat. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Bend your right knee into your chest. Step your right foot on the outside of your left leg. Right foot on the outside. And you're going to take your twist over to that right side. But as you take the twist over, again, I just want to have this feeling of I'm arching and curling as I'm going. I'm moving into my back body as I'm moving into that twist. And then even when I get into that twist where I feel like this is where I want to hang out and breathe, I want to push my left rib cage a little bit more over to the left. Yeah, so you're welcome to tuck your chin for a moment and get that fullness, and then bring your chin back parallel to the floor. What happens to that right seat? Can you drop that right seat just a little bit more and get your spine to get a little longer? Can you squeeze your spine here and then release it? Good, counter twist to the other side. Come back to center and we'll switch legs. Think about Me, and I'm just saying me because it's harder to do on yourself, me putting my hand into your left hip crease and drawing your left butt cheek down to the floor as you twist. So you get that left butt cheek down and then get your spine to go even higher. Good, twisting to that left side now. And again, there's that feeling of flexibility in the spine as you move. Nice, Lisa. Nice, Margie. Yeah. It's that playfulness that you bring to it. And then counter twist to the other side. Good, now come back to center. Stretch that left leg out. Now bend your right knee. We're gonna come into Janu Sirsasana, so bend your right knee, but send your right knee a little bit further back than usual. Your right foot comes into your inner thigh, so let your knee fall out to the side, just like Sri, yeah. Let your knee come back just a little bit more than usual, right? So as the knee comes back, now we're going to take it into a twisting forward bend. So now start to twist over that left leg and start to come forward, but your knee is back further than usual. You guys in the room can still move that knee back a little bit more. Yeah, that one, the right knee, thank you. Yes, yes. And then start to twist over that, that might be a lot, Kim, but go ahead, go for it. So you're gonna walk the other way towards your extended leg. Walk towards your leg, yeah. And then start to twist and pull yourself. And you can take your right hand on the outside of your left leg and your left fingertips on the floor and just pull yourself more twisting toward that side. Get those ribs to move. But keep that fullness in your back body. Yeah. Yeah, make sure there's no tension that you're building here. Good. And then slowly come on up. Something very special about Janu Sirsasana. So take a moment. They're all special poses. Happens to be one of my fave. Just have a moment to feel here. And then go ahead and change to the other side. Take that left knee back just a little bit more than usual. And then begin to twist over that extended leg. Begin to twist. And I just want to feel like you're churning your inside. You're churning, you're pulling back and turning, pulling back and turning, pulling back and turning. No pain. But information, knowledge. And maybe, Sri, it's too much for you to take that knee that far back. Maybe keep yours forward a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. Good. One more deep breath here. Deep breath, deep breath. And inhale, come on up. Come to a comfortable cross-legged seat. And twist to your right. Twist to your right. Move into your left back body more. And then lift your chest more. Now slide your right arm over your ear, reach toward the left. Beautiful. And then come on up and twist to the other side. How tall can you get here? But keep the sit bones wide. Take your left arm up, stretch it over. And come back up. Good. And then I just want you to go side to side, right hand on the floor, take your left arm over your ear, and then come on up, take your left hand down to the floor, take your right arm over your ear. Yeah, just side to side. Then as you come back to center, the arms are out like wings. Wrap your right elbow on top of your left, and then inhale the elbows up, exhale the elbows into your belly. Inhale the elbows up, exhale into your belly. Then open up your arms, stretch them out, and take the left elbow in. And again, same thing. Inhale the elbows up, exhale down. Inhale the elbows up, exhale down. Good. And then release those arms. Everybody in the room, just turn around so your head faces the front and lay on your back. Everybody on Zoom, lay on your back, however you'd like. Hug your knees into your chest. Lift and shift your hips to the right. Let your knees drop to the left. Again, making sure that you're pressing your sacrum back into that space. Worship does not mean offering flowers. We do that though, right? In puja, we do that external offering so that our mind sets on what it's really, really doing. It means offering your heart to the vast mystery of the universe. It means letting your heart pulse with the life of the universe without thought and without reservation. It means being so in love that you are willing to dissolve and be recreated in every moment. Come on back to center, switch sides. Are you ready to be dissolved and recreated in every moment? And come on back to center and relax. Shavasana. Ever so gently begin to deepen your breath. Let your body stretch and yawn in any way that serves you well. If you're lying on your back, hug your knees into your chest. Roll to the right side. Come on up to sit. Bring your hands together at your heart center. You've been given these tools of yoga, these practices, these teachings. It's up to you how and when you use them. Practice looking through your first eye or third eye. Practice being the witness. Deep breath in for the sound of Om. Sliding your hands to the space between the eyebrows. Namaste, everybody. Thank you so much, everybody in-house and on Zoom.
Thank you.
Join us on Saturday morning at 6 o'clock. I doubt you're busy.
Thank you, Sheryl.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Sheryl. Great work.
Yay. Have a beautiful day, everybody.
Sheryl.
Thanks for calling me out.
Of course.
Thank you.
Anytime,
Just
Jen.
gonna get a drink of water.
I know. Just gonna look at my computer.
Thank you,
Hi,
Sheryl.
everybody.
Thank you
Hi,
so
Annetta.
much.
Bye, everybody. Love you, love you, love you, love you.
Love you too. Miss you guys.
Bye-bye.